Last time on Sword Coast Adventures, let's see, a lot of things happened. It was a very eventful episode. Icy and Harbek were continuing to ask for rumors. Then in the morning, the ATC were handing out wanted posters for Harbek Alexandre. Rokas was asking about the Everwyvern house, and Harbek, feeling insulted and very suspicious of the Everwyvern house, decided to ransack the place with his Earth Elemental. Then, continuing to be suspicious, followed them as they retreated to the tower, and was surprised when he got accused, as the Lord Protector remembered seeing him fighting alongside an Earth Elemental a day or two prior. When accused, Paladin Harbek, feeling the need to be honest, turned himself in. But still feeling that the Everwyvern house was a suspect. He didn't really feel rightfully imprisoned and tried to escape, and also probably wanted to avoid the ATC. After escaping, he actually did a very good job of running away and using Misty Step to get out of the prison with his items and get up on a ridge. The problem was that Harbek is not a stealthy guy, and he left a very clear trail where he was going. So the mounted guards were easily able to catch up with him and surround him. And as he turned to defend himself, to fight, he felt the power of his god Tyr disappearing as his holy symbol was destroyed. He has previously had a reliquary that he used as his holy symbol, which has now been destroyed. And he now no longer is able to cast spells or do paladin actions, such as lay on hands. And that's where we start the session today, with Harbek surrounded by these 4 members of the 12. And as they are approaching, Pookie disappears, and Harbek feels this absence of his god as the guard cautiously approaches with some manacles in hand. So, Harbek, what do you do at this point?
Give up.
Okay, so you're turning yourself in.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I'm not turning myself in. I'm giving up. I'm letting them
That is
take me
true.
in.
You have already turned yourself in earlier. So, just for listeners, before the session, we had a conversation about our role playing and got everybody on the same page of what's going on. Harvey, do you want to tell? You mentioned before the session how Harbek was feeling, so maybe can you repeat that bit a little bit?
Harbek is crushed that he has been forsaken by his god.
Okay, so up to this point, he thought that he was kind of on the trail of some wrongdoing, and when his god abandoned him in this way, he kind of realized that he must have made a mistake. Okay, cool. So they approach. They put the manacles on your wrists, and one of them comes over to start. They're making like they're gonna tie up your legs.
Whatever you want to do, I'm giving up.
Okay, so Harvick is pretty like depressed now. He's
Correct.
okay. So they tie you up and fling you over the back of one of the horses and take you back to the tower. I guess a few of the townspeople would have gathered, seeing that there's some commotion, but it doesn't seem the ATC luckily don't seem to be around. They take you back inside and this time they remove your boots and armor. So and take all your stuff away. So you're just in your clothes, your traveler's clothes, and you see that they are getting ready to look through your stuff. Now that you're being cooperative, they start to bind up your fingers so that you cannot cast somatic spells. And they say, sorry, but we're going to have to gag and blindfold you since you're a flight risk. So they blindfold you and put a gag in your mouth so you can't cast verbal spells. And you are placed back into your cell. Since you're being very cooperative, they're pretty relatively gentle with you. But yeah, you're gagged, blindfolded, and thoroughly bound up, I should say, in the cell. So you're not too clear what's going on outside. And they don't come to question you or talk to you. And you're not sure how much time passes, but you think it's been at least a few hours. 5 hours pass, time is passing. But let's cut over to Rokas and them. It's the afternoon. You just got out of town and talked to Zerfim. You guys are not aware of what's going on with Harbek. As far as you know, he's going to be sitting in there. The thing that you guys had heard was that she was going to deal with everything the next day. And that she was planning to let the ATC see the prisoner in the afternoon of day 29. So, anything you guys planning to do here in the afternoon?
So, yeah. Chris, are we going to break Harbek out
Yeah.
now, or are we going to wait till the evening?
I think it'd be best to wait till dark.
Okay. And then I'll turn you invisible, and I'll turn myself into a snake and get in your backpack, and then when we get to Harbek, we can make him invisible. You've got your lock picking equipment?
Yeah, and I'll have to set you down where the guard can't see you, so you can turn into a person to make him invisible, and then we'll break him out.
Okay, so yeah, time passes and the sun sets. Harbek, you are not disturbed. You're just sitting in the cell, and evening comes. So let's have Rokas and Icewe. What are you gonna do to get into town and everything? And what do you want Zerafim to be doing?
Just want Zerafim to be in sight of the place, and we're gonna try to break Harbek out. And if
join up with him and head west or east, or
I think we're gonna go east. And
sorry, you wanted Zerafim to go like outside of town to the east?
Yeah. And I'd like to have him in sight of the tower if possible. And if he sees any commotion, to come on over and give us a hand if we need to fight our way out.
All right, sounds good to me. So how are you gonna enter town?
From the east.
Okay, are you just walking into town, or?
I'm gonna ask to be turned invisible.
Okay, so you'll start the invisibility with Icewe, you're gonna be a snake?
Yes, I'm going to be a snake.
Okay, cool.
Because then I can rattle to let them know there's danger coming, and yeah, I just find I can at least communicate as a snake.
Okay, cool. Alright, so yeah, Icewe casts invisibility on Rokas, turns into a snake, and then Rokas puts her in the bag, and according to our rules, she is invisible as well.
Can I use the 3rd level slot for that? And that way I'm already prepared to do Harbek?
No, you don't. You can do 2nd level for this because you're only turning Rokas invisible now.
Okay.
And then when you do Harbek and Rokas, I believe you need to do 3rd level for that. Let me check the level it needs to be. Yeah, 3rd level will do 2 people. All right, so you get to the building, Rokas. You went down into the holding cell area before, so you know that there is a window at ground level somewhere. So you're aware of that. How do you want to enter? Or anything you want to do? I guess you can't really enter through that little window, but
No,
you
I
could look
just
through
was
it if you
planning to
wanted.
go back in the
Okay,
way I did.
so you're gonna try to go through the door.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it's still early evening. The door is not locked, so you're able to get in.
Okay. And go down to where I left Harbek.
Okay, so as you come down, you pass the area where his stuff was before, and this time you see, his stuff is not there anymore. As you've come down the stairs, there's a guard, sitting behind the desk, he looks like hasn't fallen asleep yet, but he's looking drowsy. Okay, so let's have you do a stealth check to make sure you don't knock something on the floor.
Okay.
And yeah, you have advantage.
I have advantage. Okay.
Because of your boots, right?
Oh, that's right. Yes, I do.
And I think you get advantage from just being invisible anyway.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 12. I got +7, so that's a 19.
Okay, quite good. He doesn't seem to notice you as you quietly descend the stairs into the small basement room here.
Okay. Now, I had picked this lock before, which would be helpful in real life. Once you've picked a lock,
Okay.
It's something that you know the sequence for.
Okay, cool. So when you go to it, you expect it to be unlocked. Or you might think it might be unlocked at least. Because
but I also
you
noticed,
previously unlocked it.
Wouldn't I notice that Harbek's all tied up weird now?
Yes, you would also notice, before they had just put him in the cell actually wearing his armor and boots and everything. They hadn't bothered taking his stuff off. This time he's totally tied up and gagged and blindfolded. And yeah, the cell's locked.
What the hell?
So you're noticing a bunch of things are different.
Yeah.
Something seems to have happened.
Yeah, I just want to get him out for starters. So I think I would try to pick the lock again.
Okay. So yeah, I'll give you advantage.
Okay. What would it be with anything?
It's we'll use sleight of hand.
Oh, sleight of hand, goody.
Yeah, it's not. It's actually. It's not technically sleight of hand, but it uses dexterity with your bonus and everything,
Okay.
so the number would be the same as sleight of hand.
I got a 16.
That's just enough to.
What?
Yeah, you the DC for the lock was 15. So.
Oh boy.
You almost didn't do it.
You said I had advantage.
Yeah.
Well, I rolled twice and got 12 both times.
Okay. So yeah.
+4. Okay, so I get the door open. I'm gonna whisper in his ear.
Okay.
To we're come to take you out, and I'll put Icy where the guard can't see her, so she can turn back into her druid form.
Yeah,
and
the wall
make
there,
him
the wall there actually hides.
works for that.
Yeah, might not be
Okay.
the best design for a holding cell, but it's lucky for you. You can see that over there.
Okay, and because he's tied up, I think I might just whisper to Icy once she's a druid
Yeah.
that I'm gonna ask her to help me pick him up, and I'm just gonna carry him up. That way he doesn't have to have a stealth check. I want a fireman carry him out.
Okay.
What I'm trying to do is take away his unstealthiness by
Yes.
carrying
Yes.
him out.
Yes. Okay. So I think that makes sense. I see. Do you understand? He just wants you to help him put him on his shoulder, and then you both turn him. You turn both of them invisible, turn back into an animal, and hide, and then all three of you are invisible. So are you cool with
Okay.
that? I see.
Yeah. So
Okay. That's basically your original plan. He's just adding. He wants you to help him get on his shoulder.
okay.
Okay.
So
Yes, you are
I
able to do all those things. So now, Harbek is invisible. Rokas is invisible. Icy is a snake once again inside of your bag. So all three of you are invisible. Let's do Rokas one more stealth check with advantage
Oh.
as you try to leave. This also represents quietly,
Okay.
quietly doing the, getting him on your shoulder
Okay.
and stuff.
First was a 10, the second was 13.
Oh, not too.
Plus 7 would be 20.
Oh, okay. That's a lot better. Alright, yeah, he does not seem to notice you as you tiptoe back out of the building with Harbek.
Okay. I'm
Harbek
gonna take
apparently is has not tried to say anything or not wiggling, not grunting, being cooperative.
Yeah. That's why I whispered that we were breaking him out, but
Okay.
I didn't untie him or anything.
All right.
Okay, I'm
cool.
gonna drop him off, and then I want to go back and see if I can find his stuff.
Okay, so let's make clear also, like, okay, where are you taking? How far are you taking him before you
I'm
drop
gonna
him?
take him to the edge of the woods where Zerafin is.
Okay. Okay, so Zeraphim's with you guys at this point.
Yeah.
All right. So Zeraphim, as are you gonna anybody becoming invisible again?
I want to stay invisible.
Okay, so I
Obviously,
see you're gonna
Harbek.
continue the spell.
concentration.
Yeah, concentration. All right, so
Um,
so Zeraphim would only see a snake producing out of thin air. So he doesn't see invisible Harbek. He just sees the snake. I see. Are you gonna turn back into a human? You can keep concentrating if you do.
yeah, I'll turn back into a human,
Okay.
and
So now
um,
that means you're the only one that's visible. So Zeraphim can see you.
hi Zerafin. I used 2 spells to make Rokas and Harbek invisible, so we could get Harbek out of jail.
Oh, okay.
And
I got
Rokas
scared.
is
I thought
planning-
there was a flying snake for a second.
Sorry about that. And Rokas is going to go back and see if he can get Harbek's equipment. And what else? What else are you planning on doing, Rokas?
I think that's all I'm gonna do for now.
Okay.
Do you guys want?
I don't.
What about Harbek? Is he okay? He didn't say anything.
I just handed him down. You guys can unbind him. I don't have time to quiz on him. I need to go back and see if I can find his stuff.
Okay.
And I've only got probably 45 minutes or something now left of invisibility.
Okay.
Okay, but Rokas, before you go, let's untie Harbek or let's ask Harbek if he knows where his equipment is. That'll help you narrow down where you need to go.
Okay, that's a good idea, but I don't
It's
have
one
time
question.
for much more. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. So yeah, Seraphim helps you guys cut the vines, and Rokas is able to pick the blocks. Yeah. Let's see how long it takes you. So roll a I don't know if you care about that actually. You just want to talk to him, right?
Yeah, just take us on. We'll do the rest.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was going too far. So yeah, you ungag him at least, and so you want to. Harbek, you have heard them talking about it, so you can respond.
I have no idea where my equipment is.
Okay. Good luck,
I guess
Rokas.
he would probably Harbek. You know, um, I guess you would know that they didn't. It didn't seem like they were putting it back where it was previously, so you might tell him that. But yeah, he doesn't really know.
Well, I saw it wasn't where it had been.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Rokus, you're gonna get back there as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Do you want me to go back with you in your backpack? Just as backup? Just in case?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. So Harbek, you're mostly untied. You just still have the manacles on your wrists, and because they help. Seraphim helps you get out of the other stuff, but you'll have to wait for Rokus to come back.
Seraphin's pretty strong. Couldn't he just break those chains?
He might be able to. Let's do a strength check. 15 plus 5, 20. I'm gonna say yeah. He's able to. He's able to actually break them open.
Pops them open. Good deal. Good work, Icy.
Cool. I didn't think of that. All right. Cool. So yeah, Rokus, you're on your way back, and you arrive at the tower again. So you enter again. Let's do another stealth check.
Did good. 18 was my second. I get advantage on that.
Yeah, yeah.
So that would be what, 20, 25?
Cool. Very nice. High number. Okay, so you start looking in the tower for signs. Now, I have actually made up a set of rules to try to make this fair. So I have chosen 20 items from Harbek's inventory, and they are spread about around the tower in various locations. So you will roll an investigation check to look for them. The number you roll is how many items you find.
Oh, okay. A D20?
Yeah, and
Do we both get to roll?
okay, so I see. How can you help him investigate? Right now, you're
Can I?
inside of his bag, so in the current state, you wouldn't be able to help. But if you
If half my body's in the bag, if I poke my head out and look around like a snake could look, rotate its head around, would I still be invisible, or would they be able to see my head?
your head poking out, I would say, would be visible.
Okay.
So there'd be a floating snake head, which would be weird.
Well then,
Well, I rolled a 7.
Okay. So I see it, unless you can think of a way you want to help, then he'll just have to keep that 7.
what? I'm going to get out of the backpack and be a visible snake on the ground,
Okay.
and then I'll have a look around, or you know what? I'll just poke my head out of the sack, look around, and then no wait, I'll get down so I don't let them know where he is. So
Okay.
I'm going to go down on the ground and I'm going to have a look around.
Okay.
And then
so I'm guessing you want to still kind of stay out of sight, so you'd want to be stealthy, right?
Yes.
Okay. So roll a stealth check too then.
15 plus 2 is 18.
18. Okay, so I see you can try roll investigation also. We'll choose the higher number.
Oh,
I
did
rolled a 19.
Oh, wow, that's lucky for Harbek. That means there's
Sure.
only one item that you can't find. So we're gonna have you roll. Let's have Harbek do it. So Harbek, roll a d20 and just tell me what number comes up. And on this list, I have a list of 20 of your items. Whichever
Okay.
number it is the one they can't find.
Okay, 1 out of 20.
Yeah.
It's 11.
Oh man, you're so lucky. So the item that they can't find is your tinderbox.
Okay.
Now, I will go through the different items that you find as you go around. So you go into Darathra's office. You find Harbek's passport and his scroll of pedigree on her desk. So his Neverwinter passport that says he is Harbek Alexandre. And his scroll of pedigree saying he's Harbek Alexandre.
Well, they know who he is then. They would have looked at that, wouldn't they?
Oh, that's what it's implied that she has looked at that.
Okay.
She knows, but maybe here's hoping the ATC doesn't know.
Yeah, so you're not sure about that, but you find them on her desk. You also find a document describing the events of what happened with this crime. And according to this document, that the Draven, the owner of the Everwyvern house, has said that the damages total at least 4,000 gold pieces. And that it looks like, according to this, she's planning to have him pay the fine, possibly giving up his magic items and things to pay for it, and then to release him to the ATC, or at least, let the ATC come and take a look at him. And she does have written down that she has found out that he does seem to be the culprit, or the person on the wanted poster, according to these documents. But it doesn't indicate that she has contacted the ATC yet. And I'll just remind you, last time you talked to her, Rokas, that she didn't seem to be a big fan of the ATC. Okay, so yeah, going around, you find his shield, his great axe, his heavy crossbow, potion of healing greater, javelin, holy water, his signet ring. You don't find his tinderbox. You find the smoke grenades, the alchemist fire, and then you find a safe that is locked, that you think that some money might be in. But in order to get to that, you'd have to unlock the safe.
Okay. Now you say I get sleight of hand with that?
Yes, you can use sleight of hand.
I got a 16 total.
You are not able to unlock the safe.
Rats.
So Harbek's currency is not recovered.
I'm gonna leave a note on her desk
Uh-huh.
saying that
Yeah, there's
Harbek's
papers
money,
and pens and things.
yeah. I'm gonna leave a note saying that Harbek's money plus however much I have. Let me see. I've got 555 gold.
Okay, are you gonna put that down?
I'm gonna leave. Huh?
You gonna leave that?
Yep. I'm gonna leave that with a note saying that Harbek's money plus this is a down payment on the damages. That the charges against Harbek are false, and that we have important business we can't. We regret not being able to
Meet in person?
and or to have Harbek go stand trial and try to clear himself. We just don't have time.
Okay, cool.
And
I like that. Interesting. Okay, so
and that
you're
we
leaving all
apologize.
of Harvick's currency behind and leaving 500, what of your gold?
555.
555.
That's all my gold.
Okay. I'm gonna write that down here.
How many did Harbek I have, I wonder?
I don't remember how much he had. Some similar amount, I think.
Yeah, something similar.
Little, yeah, more. Not a whole lot more, but more.
Okay, cool.
Because I have 686 gold and I've got 297 platinum.
Okay, cool.
I mean,
Yeah, but we have.
electrum.
Well, let's
Didn't we leave a
continue. Let's
bunch of
continue with Rokus's thing before we go over that stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, you weren't able to open the safe there. You find his speed of force. I wasn't sure how many he had, but at least whatever he had, you find those. The boots of striding and springing you're able to find. And then the next 3 items are all locked up separately. His Talon Blade +1 sword, his Mithril Chainmail, and the Stone of Controlling Earth Elementals, which got him in trouble in the first place. They're all locked up in the Talon Blade. You can see it in a it's like locked in a metal case with like bars, so you can see it in there. And there's a similar cabinet thing with the chainmail inside of it. It's locked inside.
Should I try to unlock that?
Yeah, those are. They're available for you to try to unlock if you would like.
Okay, I only got a 10.
Okay,
The
so
first one.
okay, then that means you aren't able to get the sword. Try
Can
the
I try
second
again?
one. Second one is chainmail.
14.
Nope, not able to unlock that either.
Okay, and the third one though, I got a it'll be a 21.
Okay, so you are able to get the Stone of Controlling Earth Elementals back. Currently, yeah, you aren't able to get his sword or armor back.
Now, are there any swords and armor? Can I find any common armor?
Yeah, the room where they're stored seems to be kind of an armory, and there is a long sword and some chainmail there.
Okay, then I'll just take them.
Okay.
But then you're stealing.
I left him 500 gold.
Yeah, I mean, Rokus knows that the chainmail and the Talon Blade are worth like at least 500 or 600 gold each. Also, just so you know, the Stone of Controlling Earth Elementals, you guys paid 1,100 for that. Okay, so Rokus, that's what you. Unless there's anything else you want to do, you can let me know.
I'll probably add to the note that the proceeds we'd appreciate the proceeds for his other equipment be added to the damages.
Okay. Okay, so is that all? You're gonna leave?
Yeah. Now, I have shoes of feather falling. If there's a way out where I can just hop out a window, I could do that.
Yeah, I don't. So I forgot about that. You have, what was it? Shoes of feather falling.
Yeah.
So that just
Or
looks.
something of feather falling. Let me see what
I
it was.
think it was a ring,
Not
wasn't it?
shoe. It's a ring, yeah. Ring of feather falling, yeah. It would just make it so I would be able to get out without any possibility of anybody catching me.
Okay, cool. Let me double check on it. Yeah. Cool. That's right. So yeah, anytime you fall, you won't take damage. So yeah, you're able to just scoop up Icy. She can't see you, so you have to go grab her. So
And all the stuff.
Icy might get a little surprised when an invisible hand grabs her. But
Scoops
yeah,
her up.
you're able to scoop her back up and hide her, jump out of the top of the tower, and land in the dusty courtyard where there are no people around.
And then sprint off to the east to join up. Give Harbek his stuff and apologize that I couldn't get his good sword and armor, but I did bring him some common armor and sword. Oh, and also that his money's left behind, and that I'd tell him also that I left my money with a note saying that the charges were bogus, and we regret not being able to have him clear himself right now, but that he's still responsible for the rest of the payment.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Harbek, what do you think of Rokas doing that?
I guess I sit there and say thank you, but you have to know I'm not a paladin anymore.
Well,
We're okay with you being a commoner like us.
that's right. Maybe if you do enough good stuff, your God will reinstate you.
Yeah, I will
You're
have
gonna
to do that.
You're
I
gonna
will
have
try to do that.
Yeah. What the hell did you do? What happened?
Well, I knew we had to split town, and I was pretty sure that the ATC was involved in the tavern there. So I thought we trashed the tavern. We could get some clues as to what's going on there.
Yeah, okay. You know, I kind of get the idea. I don't know why you went back and turned yourself in.
Uh, because my God has forsaken me. I need to go.
No, no, no.
I
I mean,
cannot
in
go
the first
adventuring
place.
anymore.
In the first place, why you followed them back in the place?
I didn't realize that that they were onto the fact that we controlled the earth element. I thought we'd done a good job of disguising it,
Yeah. Okay.
and
Anyhow,
I wanted to be inside because if they'd accused me, I could have truthfully, as a paladin, said I do not have the ability to summon the earth element because I would
yeah.
not have been on the ground. So that I wanted to be inside when they were accusing me.
Now I
But they
think
didn't accuse me. They just immediately said I was the bad guy. I didn't get a chance to try to clear myself.
okay. Now we've got one last thing, and that's Icy. Could you cast Pass Without a Trace on us so when we leave, they don't have any way of tracking us?
Okay, for all four of us.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that.
Very good. Cool.
And under equipment, I have a scimitar of salamander, but you have to attune to it. So I could actually give that to Harbek when we take our long rest.
That's a really great idea.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Harbek, you are informed that he wasn't able to get your sword or armor. So yeah, Rokas brought
Okay, now
a long sword for you and some chainmail.
Okay, now, are you going to fix my equipment thing? Because I don't.
Yeah, I
I
can
have
do
some
the.
others. I
I
had more
can
than
remove
20.
things for you.
Yeah, because I said I had more than 20 things, and I didn't. You were going so fast on this stuff. I didn't. Not sure I got everything that you said I had or didn't have.
Yeah, it was mainly just the things you didn't have, but I'll remove them for you.
Just remove the. Yeah.
Remove the Talon Blade. Remove the Mithril Chainmail. So Icy, you want to give him your sword? Was it Scimitar of the Salamander?
Yeah, I'm just writing it down.
Okay. I will add that, and he'll take the longsword too. And
Because
you also lost your tinderbox.
I have a tinder box. I think Icy does too.
Because he lost his mithril chainmail, the main thing it did was not give the disadvantage on stealth. So now he's even back to being less stealthy.
Well, what am I wearing to make me less stealthy?
The chainmail. Rokas give you the
Oh.
normal chainmail.
Okay.
Whereas the Mirthral chainmail made your stealthiness a little
Yeah, because
better.
it was so light.
Right.
Cool. So you guys have escaped the town.
Yeah.
You lost a little bit of stuff. I'm actually, as the DM out of game, curious what Harbek in game thinks of Rokas's what I would say very honorable you know, putting in his money to pay for the fine and stuff. What does Harbek think of that?
I'm indebted to him.
Okay. Did it change your opinion of Rokas? Because you have been known to call him a sneak thief.
Um, I've I've already had a much higher opinion of him than I had at that time. So I have a
Okay.
much higher opinion of him, but I'm not sure how much that's sort
So
of what I would expect from him at this
okay.
point. I have learned in other ways, so I'm not surprised.
Okay, cool. So you're not surprised and just consider him to be honorable already. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. So where do you is there any place you're looking in particular to do your long rest? How long do you travel? How long do you feel that you need to get until you're comfortable to do your long rest?
I'd say keep going until if we go any longer, we won't be able to get the long rest. I would just see
Yeah.
how many
Yeah.
hours do we need?
Only
What
It
time
need
is it now?
has to be the long rests are 8 hours.
Okay, so if we want to get up at, let's say, early in the morning, so let's say we want to get up at 6 o'clock, then we'd travel till 10 o'clock.
Okay, so you actually not 10 o'clock. You started pretty in the evening, so
Well, what time? Well, what time is it?
I think like you'd only be able to travel for, let's see.
We're in the woods. Is that right?
Yeah,
Uh,
we're on the edge of town. There's some.
yeah, there's some trees around, but let me check the map again. I think the general area is not really densely wooded, so you'd have to find a small grouping of trees
Um,
to
as
the
a
east.
guide,
Yeah.
do I need to roll for our?
Yeah, if you want to make better travel time and stuff, then we can do a survival check and judge that.
Okay. All right. I got 16 plus 6. 22 to move them around.
Okay, cool. So you guys are able to actually make a lot better time than expected because of that high roll. You started in the evening. The sun had gone down for about an hour, and then it took you a while to get him out and to check his stuff. So to get a full night's sleep at 10 o'clock, it wouldn't allow you to get very far out of town. But with the good roll, you're able to get out enough that you think that they probably can't track you too easily. But if you want to really be safe, you might have to keep going and take a point of exhaustion. So that's up to you.
Because we did the um pass without a trace.
Yeah,
I
they
think
wouldn't
we're
know
safe.
which way you'd go, but they could, you're aware that they could wander around and possibly, luckily, just bump into you because you haven't gotten too far away. Because
What do you guys
remember the center town is surrounded by ranches and stuff.
What do you
So
guys think? You wanna go further?
How does the thing of exhaustion work?
We'd
at
have
the
to roll.
first point of when you get exhausted for the first point, it just gives you disadvantage on your skill checks and in combat.
So
Gives
if
you
we're gonna spend the
disadvantage.
night, we'll be at a disadvantage slightly.
Yeah, for the next day.
If you want, once we well, I think we'll be in. We could probably do okay with exhaustion. We do have Zarafin with us. He's pretty badass.
Yeah, and we can be careful for that day. Try not to
Yeah,
get into trouble.
that's true too.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna travel a couple hours more.
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, so
Zarafin okay with that?
actually I'll say you guys travel an extra 4 hours, so only the dwarf and the human get the exhaustion.
Okay.
Okay, so Icy and Harbek, you're gonna have disadvantage during the next day.
Okay. Is Rokas got? Is he on the axe beak, or could we have all fit on the axe beak?
No,
No,
just me.
he would have been
And
walking it.
I was gonna say, and I would be walking.
Okay, cool. All right, so you
Now
guys.
in combat, have I lost?
Yeah.
In
Sorry.
combat, have I lost my two whacks?
No, that's your Well, no, I'll say you still have that. I wouldn't count that as a paladin specific like magical skill thing. So you can still do that. Okay, so during the night, Harvick, you finally get to sleep after an exhausting run away from town. Okay, after going to sleep, Harvick sees a vision, which at first feels like a dream, but soon it starts to feel very visceral and real. You see a gigantic human figure, an old man with a gray-white beard with no eyes and an amputated hand. And you recognize this as Tyr. And he's floating in the void of space with stars around him. But before him is a table with a scale. And Harbek, you feel yourself approaching this table with a scale upon it. And when you get to the table, you see a signet ring of your family, and on the other side you see a symbol of the holy symbol of Tyr, which is a scale balanced on a hammer. So what is your feeling when you see this?
Are the signet ring and the symbol on the scale?
No, they're on the table.
Okay. Who is supposed? Okay. I guess I want to wait and see how what happens when if he puts them on the scale.
He points towards you and motions towards the scale.
Okay, then I go forward.
Okay.
I guess I'll ask him, does he want me to pick these up and put them on the scale?
He nods.
Okay, so I'll do that and put one on the one end and one on the other.
Okay. As you pick them up, neither of them seem particularly heavy. They seem about the same weight. But once you put them in the scale, you see that the holy symbol of Tyr weighs the scale all the way down, and the side with the signet ring is up in the air.
Okay, I see that.
So how do you interpret this?
That I should put my thoughts about Tyr ahead of my thoughts about the family.
As you think that to yourself, you see Tyr smile. But then he says, "We must balance the scale." And he takes his amputated arm and motions towards his missing eyes. Let's have you do a religion check.
Religion check. 5 plus 4, 9.
Okay. 9 isn't a great number, but I think it's good enough for this, which would be relatively common knowledge. Tyr lost his hand and eyes because of a punishment for something he did wrong. He made a mistake. And you know that it is customary that paladins who stray from the path often make a physical sacrifice of their own body.
What does he want me to sacrifice?
With a roll of a 9, you're not exactly sure.
Given what he has put on the scale, does he want me to give up my aristocracy?
You're not sure. It's up to you what you want to do to proceed here.
Okay, my guess, given what's on the scale and given what my transgression was, I think he wants me to give up my aristocracy.
Okay.
Is my guess.
Okay. So, in this vision world where you're kind of like floating in space, there's you do feel the ground beneath you, and there's this table in front of you, but there's no other items around. There's the scale, there's the signet ring, and the holy symbol there. So so you said you think he wants you to, yeah.
I could take the signet ring off of the scale.
Okay.
But it's no longer there.
So you take the signet ring off, but the holy symbol is still weighing the scale down. The scale is not balanced. And Tyr seems to be watching you intently.
It's usually a part of your body. What have other paladins given up?
Okay.
The paladins that I know that have given up something.
Okay, let's have you do a secondary roll we'll have you do a history check for that one.
A history check. Okay, wait a minute. 15 plus 4, 19.
Okay. One of the most common is to pluck out your own eye. One of your eyes.
Okay, am I plucking out my eye in the dream, or am I plucking out my eye when I come back?
Well, it seems the dream is continuing.
Right.
So he seems to be waiting for you to balance the scale.
Okay, so I'll pluck up my eye and put it on the scale.
Okay. So
Joy.
you reach your hand up to your eye and stick your fingers into your eye socket and pull your eyeball out of your head. And it is extremely painful. It feels like you're actually doing this in real life. but you are able to do it. And you said you want to put the eye on the scale?
With the signet ring, see if that balances it out.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, so you put both of them on the scale, and you see that it does. It balances out the scale. And Tyr smiles once again, and the scale and table disappear, and he places his hand on your shoulder. And you're kind of overwhelmed with emotion as you feel you have regained the blessings of Tyr. He says, continue to follow the path of justice, and do not forget the wisdom of your companions. As he says this, you can feel that he has a sense of approval with the company that you have decided to ally yourself with. And you awaken.
Okay, do I still have two eyes, or do I missing an eye now?
Are you gonna stick your hand there, or look in a reflection?
I hold up one hand and I stick a finger up, and then I try as fast as possible to put the other finger on it to see if I've lost my depth perception or not.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it would be relatively clear, but you're waking up, so you're a little bit groggy. But yeah, as you wake up, you feel your vision isn't quite right, and when you test it with your finger, you're become aware pretty quickly that you're missing an eye.
Okay.
Would you touch the area, or?
Is it still feel sore?
It hurts quite bad, actually. So you might. I don't know what your instinct would be to do.
And I'll wait for Ice. Then I'll wait for Icy to wake up and ask her to see if she can do something with it.
Okay. So yeah. Cool. So you wake up and you realize your eye seems to be missing, and you go to talk to Patricia, or sorry, you go to talk to Icy. And Icy, you see Harbek approach you. You're kind of just waking up and stretching. You feel a bit exhausted from your escape in the night. And Harbek comes to you with one eye missing. But the strange thing is that it looks like he's been missing it for a long time. It's like healed over already.
Because I have cure wound, I have healing word.
Yeah, looking at it, it's not bleeding, and it's not a wound, really. It's just like a scar with a missing eye.
Harbek, you're missing an eye, and
I
it's
will
all
tell her
healed
about the
over.
dream.
Okay.
I'll tell her about the dream.
Alright, so he tells you of his vision of Tyr in the night. And I see you notice another thing around his neck. He has a different. Before he used to wear a reliquary around his neck, like a necklace. It was usually not visible under his shirt or something, but when he'd go to sleep and stuff, you'd see it sometimes. But now he's just waking up. You see he has an eye, a symbol of an eye on a necklace around his neck.
Can I do a history check to see if I know what that is?
Do a religion check.
Religion check.
Yeah.
7 + 4, 11.
Okay, so yeah, paladins often have reliquaries that they wear as their holy symbols. So a reliquary normally being like a finger bone of a saint or something like that. and it seems that you have this is your new holy symbol. Is this your eyeball basically? But it seems to be. It seems to be. It looks like your eye, but it doesn't seem. It seems to be made of stone. This is not actually a squishy eyeball there.
Does it fit in my eye socket?
Uh. It's kind of made into a necklace, so it doesn't seem like it would be meant for that really, but it might fit in if you really wanted to shove it in there.
Okay. Doesn't seem like it belongs there though.
Yeah. It seems like yeah, it looks like your eye, but it is made of stone, and it has a piece on the top of it to hold the chain of the necklace through.
Okay. Have I ever met another paladin that has an icon like that? Because you said that's the most common way they will atone for something.
It's it's not something that you've seen, but it's a cautionary tale kind of that is commonly heard amongst the teachings of Tyr.
Okay, then and what happens to what has happened to the paladins after that has happened to them?
I guess the story that would be most well known is someone who did something wrong. They paid for their crimes and punished themselves in this way, and they went on to become a well-respected paladin in their career later on. So the story is about taking responsibility for your mistakes, and that even if you do make mistakes, it's okay as long as you own up to it. That's part of justice.
Okay. So, since I have no depth perception, it's going to be disadvantage if I swing a sword or try to shoot a bow?
So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna punish you too heavily with this, but I am gonna alter your the only stat I'm gonna mess with is your perception stat. So if I click on your let me check. Yeah, perception. I can do an override. So right now you have a -1 perception already. So it's gonna go down to minus. I think we'll do -5. So that's the only thing that's affected here. So you have -5 on perception now. It's not gonna affect your swinging a sword.
In my inventory, I have Third Eye of the Cat.
That's the one that
green
lets
and
you. That's what lets you see in the dark.
Yeah, have dark vision out to a range of 60 feet.
Yeah.
If you already have dark vision, wearing this stone increases its range by 60 feet. Would that be helpful if I gave that to Harbek?
So he already has dark vision, so the second part could happen. But that wouldn't fix his perception issue.
Okay.
And it would also mean that you wouldn't have dark vision anymore, so that'd be pretty bad for you.
Okay. I'll hang on to it. I just thought, because I remembered it in my inventory and I just looked it up.
Okay, so maybe Icy mentions the idea to Harbek, and he can know that you're trying to help him out. But yeah, it doesn't seem like that will be a big help. So yeah, Rokas, you finished your rest around the same time with your 4 hours. You're not exhausted, but you see Harbek is got this eyeball necklace and missing an eye now.
Ew. I'll try to get him to put a patch on that eye.
No way. I'm gonna have. That's part of my atonement.
You'd look good as a pirate.
Okay, so Harbek, part of you think you'd like to keep it visible.
I think I need to keep it visible.
Okay, yeah. In keeping with Tyr, he has no eyes and doesn't cover his eyes. Yeah, cool. All right, so it's morning. You guys have had a long rest. Harbek and Icy, you are exhausted, but Harbek, you feel your god has returned his favor to you, and you've had a very exhausting ordeal, even in your sleep. So you're not feeling so great today, physically, but I think mentally, you would actually feel kind of a relief that you feel after being punished for something.
Better, but not a relief. Better, but not a relief.
Okay. So yeah, is there anything you want to say just so we can know what's Harbek feeling, or anything he wants to say actually to the others?
Just to apologize for my transgression.
Okay. So did you want to say anything to Rokas? Are you gonna apologize to him specifically, or?
I'm apologizing to everybody specifically. I mean, I screwed the whole group over.
All right. So yeah, as you can see, Harbek's kind of dejected, but I guess he might have a kind of a wry smile that like, oh, I've realized something. So Rokas, as he apologizes, how do you feel?
Well, I've screwed up enough from here and there, so if he's humbled to some extent, then I'm cool with I'll find some way to kid him about it.
All right, I see. You have anything you want to say to Harbek?
We all make mistakes, and it cost you greatly. Rub salt into the wound.
Seraphim says, I haven't known you all long, but you guys seem to be a earnest group, and I will happily continue to seek revenge on the ATC with you guys together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think in the future we should be more careful, and if we were able to get ourselves in this much danger in a non-Lord's Alliance town, I think we've really got to be careful if we go to Yardhar.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can even. We might have to send Icy and Rokas in invisible or something. I don't know if we can even go into have any of us go into town to get information.
I don't know if there have any if Icy and Rokas aren't wanted for anything. If they went in by themselves, seems to me they would not bring up too much attention.
The note you left in the jail, did you sign it?
No,
Okay.
I purposely didn't.
And how many people have seen the three of us together? Don't know, because we all split up. I'm not sure if they know that we were together,
Yeah.
or when we did the fighting. I guess we were all fighting together, so they would know that we know each other.
We were fighting with them too. You know, everyone that as a fighter showed up to do that. I don't think that would make a whole lot of difference.
Okay.
Although I believe I'd have to go back and check on there. I believe we said something about we as a group we were looking for work for monsters to catch or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You
Yeah, we
definitely,
did.
you definitely talk to Darathra as a group of, adventurers there. The only one that wasn't really part of that was Zeraphim.
And like for me as a woman, I think it's easier for me to change my appearance. Rokas might have to cut his hair and grow a beard or something to change his.
I'd already changed my
Could wear a
hair
dress.
around. Well, the other
Also,
thing,
just from a lore thing, elves cannot grow facial hair.
yeah.
Okay.
The other thing though is the well,
Well, Icy could go as a guy, and Richie could be a Muslim woman and wear a burqa. They'd never
I don't think
see
that
him
I don't think that exists in this world.
Oh, that's too
go.
bad.
We could switch clothes. I could go and drag.
Zeraphim
But then
is
wouldn't make
rolling.
much difference.
Zeraphim is like, oh man, I'm not sure if I might regret what I said a minute ago about trying to travel with you guys.
Um,
It says, guys, I don't think it needs to be that extreme, but
yeah.
it's probably Rokas. I think it's from that wanted poster. It said that he was traveling with a female. So they're looking for a dwarf with the human female. So far it doesn't seem like they're onto Rokas.
Yeah. So either I can go in by myself.
You could have
Or I
Icy
can-
as a animal companion.
Yeah. She could come in with me as a wolf or something. Gary.
Definitely.
Or I could be a horse and we could get there faster.
If we
Well, I
need to
have
get
the
more,
yeah.
if we need to get information
like-
in the town, if we had Rokas go into a tavern or some other place with a pet, animal, it could.
Like a parrot.
She could go. Well, she can't do flying yet, but
Are you sure?
Well, Oscar couldn't fly.
a
Wings clipped.
flightless bird, I guess, could be
No,
okay.
his wings are clipped.
I could take a penguin in.
That's not normally how you don't usually transform into an animal with some kind of physical
Yeah.
abnormality.
And he said it can only be an animal that's on the list because we tried that before. So it has to be an animal that's on the list.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
could
but
be
I'm
a-
a level 7 now. Would I have moved up in my type of animals I can be?
We can double check. I'll
Okay.
check that now. But yeah, there's a
could be
point
a-
when you do get flying.
She could be a dire wolf or something cool.
And while we're at it too, I
That's
need
true,
to
she
bring
can be a
Pookie
wolf.
back.
Yeah, you have that spell prepared, so you can do it now. So, are you gonna do that now?
Yes.
Okay. Fuki comes back. He says, "Oh, Harbek. Tyr said you were a bad dog."
Yeah, I was.
Well, I'm glad you're a good dog now.
He smacked him with a rolled up newspaper.
Yeah, I was bad.
Okay, well, I know you're a good person.
As many times as he's gotten you killed.
Well, let's not talk about that.
He keeps coming back. The only time he tried to get away was the first time. So that says something about him.
I think you haven't sent him into imminent death too much recently.
Yeah, we try to look out for him.
When you first got Pookie, you were like, okay, let's just throw him into a pit. Okay, I have to look
He's
up.
not an animal. I didn't think he'd care.
He has a soul, so he cares a bit. Oops, whatever. I wanted to type in wild shape in Google, but I typed in ICU as if that was gonna help me.
Does Harbek's AC changed?
Yeah, because of he's. Maybe it does. I'm not sure if it does actually. No,
No, it doesn't.
it doesn't. The Mithril wasn't an AC improvement. It was just a stealth.
Okay. So he's got less perception and stealth.
Yeah, perception doesn't. I mean, out of game, it doesn't matter too much because he never was doing lookout stuff anyway.
Yeah.
I usually
Because
do.
he was -1 anyway before, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've got investigation as +1, so usually if I try to do a
Yeah,
if he asks
investigation
for
is
perception,
more.
I try to pick a specific thing.
Yeah, it's intelligence based, so he's doing more of like thinking. I see. You get flying at 8th level,
Okay.
so you're almost there.
She could be a griffin.
It has to be there. There's a limit on the challenge rating, which means like its difficulty level. One
Yeah.
example that they give in the thing is that at 8th level she could be a giant eagle. Giant eagle.
Cool.
Sounds cool. All right, cool. It's 11:10. We're kind of winding up, but where do you guys want to head to?
I think we're gonna take it easy on this day, so they
Okay.
can recuperate.
Okay, Seraphim says,
So
"Why don't we? Let's. If you don't mind, I think we should continue to do the pass without a trace as we travel.
Okay. That's okay.
How long does that last, though?
Just give me a second.
However long for our leaving the camp.
It lasts for an hour.
Okay, so the first hour after we leave camp is again.
Yeah, because then there's no tracks.
Yeah, they might find your camp, but then they wouldn't know which way you went.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm
cool.
hoping having the note that Diathra wouldn't be all that keen. She wouldn't be dying to find us anyway.
that'd be the ATC. She may have blabbed to the ATC. That's what I'm worried about.
She's not all that keen on them, and we disputed their claim.
Yeah, obviously I cannot let you know what she's doing or thinking, but
Yeah.
Well, all right. I would say do pass without a trace, but
Yeah.
if anyone finds our campground, what I would do would be to draw a straight line from the town to where that campground is and assume that they are going in the same direction. So if we veer off slightly, I
Yeah.
think that would decrease the chances of anybody actually coming up with us.
We can go more northeast now.
okay, cool. So Rokas, roll a survival check to guide the group.
Survival. I rolled a 10 and I get a +6. 16.
Cool. Yeah. You're able to guide everyone east, and yeah, you go off in a sort of different direction, not going straight as you had been traveling before, in order to make it harder for people to find you guys. We mentioned
where
the
was
Yartar.
I know dragons. The only information we have, we're trying to find. Icy's vision said we should try. We decided that meant we needed to try to find a dragon, a good dragon, and the information we're getting so far seems to be the place to go is toward the east. there were some dragons that were fighting.
Yeah. Okay, so
So-
then the next big city and the one that's been mentioned is Yartar. So if you look at the map there, you see it's not too far from Triboar.
And Flint Rock, is that a town or is that just a mountain range?
Actually, it should be a town or village or city. I'm not sure
Okay.
actually on that one. I haven't researched that one.
Okay.
But now, is there anything in Yartar that we have specifically? I don't have anything down as there's anything specifically in there we'd be interested in.
Yeah, the only thing that you know about it, from what we've talked about so far, is that it's a Lord's Alliance affiliated city, and you know that they do trade with Waterdeep, where the ATC is, using that very long river that goes through there. There's a river that goes, yeah, the Desserin River goes north-south from Yartar all the way down to Waterdeep.
Did you guys want to use the sending stone to communicate our situation?
Yeah.
Well, okay, how far is Yartar from here? Is it more than one day's travel?
I think Triboar to Yartar, it shouldn't be too long actually, but that's on the road. So yeah, we'll say you traveled at night. So if you travel all day today, you should be able to get there. You'd have to sleep outside before reaching the city, but in the morning you'd be able to get up and get there by morning afternoon.
Okay, I'd say let's travel today, and then at the end of the day, when we're making camp, that's the time to use the sending stone.
And you guys are going to camp out in the hills, and I'll go into Yartar then the next day.
Unless the sending stone, we can, at the sending stone, we'll say sending Rokas in to scout, and then if they come back and say go in as a group or something like that. So unless we get orders from them, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. So we, because what was our last message with the sending stone? I can't remember. Did they know that you were arrested?
No, the last thing you said was that you guys had defeated trolls and gotten a reward. I think you told them after that you got the reward and stuff.
Yeah.
But they know there's a warrant out for Harbek?
Yes.
We can tell them.
ATC does.
No, they don't know about.
ATC's.
They don't. They haven't
ATC.
gotten a report from you about the wanted message.
I think we need to leave a message now. So it's the morning of the 29th day?
30.
30?
No, it should be 29.
29, okay.
Yeah.
Morning of the 29th?
The jailbreak.
Yeah.
The jailbreak was day 28 evening.
Yeah, morning of
day
the 29th
29.
is what I have.
You're waking up and traveling all day.
Okay. I think we should send the message now. That way, when we get up tomorrow morning, we'll have some information. So we can say Harbek arrested, escaped, heading to
Yartar.
Yartar.
ATC,
Camping out.
warrant.
Plan to camp outside Yartar tonight. Please reply or something like that. You can put Harbek, wanted man, or Harbek jail, escape jail, ATC.
In pursuit.
Yeah. And then
We don't know that the ATC is in pursuit. We're hoping we took them off.
Okay.
They're looking for you.
Well, they know we're looking for them. They're
Okay.
throwing
We'll just
posters
put.
around all over the place.
Okay.
That's why we
Okay.
left town.
Let's make a point because we only have so many words. ATC. Oh, can we start off? ATC handing out wanted posters of Harbek.
Was the lotion powder just for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
ATC handing out wanted posters of Harbek. Harbek was jailed temporarily, escaped, heading to, where are we heading to? Yartar. We'll camp outside of Yartar tonight. Is that good enough?
Not thinking of anything offhand else we need to say.
Just
If we have room, we could say something like any instructions ?
yeah. Any instructions or information, please. Yeah, or question mark. Yeah.
Okay.
Does that sound good,
Other than that, it's
Rokas?
pretty good.
Sounds fine.
Because they sort of know that we're like, if there's wanted posters, it kind of makes us a little more desperate or not so incognito. Okay.
Okay, so you guys gonna send it in the morning this time?
Because we'll receive something first thing in the morning before we go into the town. Let's do
Well,
it.
how many words is that?
I didn't count, but it sounded brief enough.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking if we have some words left over, if we waited till we actually got to the outskirts of town, we might be able to add something else.
If something else happens along the way. Other than that, I think we send it in the morning. We only send it once, that's the thing. If we send it in the evening, we would be able to add anything that happens while we're traveling.
But the reason I want to do it this morning is that when we wake up before we go into Yartar, we will receive a message from them with instructions or knowledge about Yartar.
So,
That's why I want to do it, because if we wait till tonight, we have to wait till the next evening to get a message back from them, don't we?
so
Is that how it works,
It's
Ian?
not exactly like that, but so let me re-explain here. So each day it gets one. I guess you could say each side can send one message during one day.
But each stone sends it. So we send once with our stone, they can send it once with their stone.
Yeah, basically. So it doesn't matter who does it first, but that that they've been waiting for yours to get replies unless they have some important thing.
I like Icy's timing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter too much if if the reset happens late at night or early in the morning, but it's gonna kind of reset every day. Okay, so Rokas, you're cool with the morning one?
Yeah.
Xeraphim will chime in and say, yeah, I think usually doing it at night's better, but since we were too tired last night to do it, it's probably better if you guys check in as soon as possible today, because we don't want them to be confused about what's going on. So in case they hear something.
Okay.
But yeah, I think generally it's better to do it in the evening so we can report what we've done throughout the day.
Yeah. Get back on track tomorrow.
Okay, cool. So, you guys are able to send the message, and you don't get a reply right away. Actually, it's later in the day. He says, basically, understood. Stay incognito. The ATC wants emergency powers again to fight the Red Wizards of Thay. So he's just giving you an update on that.
where are the Redwidgers located?
Okay,
Look at,
so it's very far. It's way off the map from what we've got here.
Which direction?
East. So
So
east,
we're going toward it.
Yeah, but it's very much further away.
Okay. If they were sending an army, we'd be able to intercept it then.
No, because the army would be coming from. Well, I guess some army, if it was Neverwinter sending it out, you might intercept that. But there's the down south in Waterdeep where the ATC is, and south of that, the Baldur's Gate and stuff. You wouldn't. So it's actually more in line with Baldur's Gate. It's like directly east of that. So if you keep going east from the
Baldur's is below, as out of our map, but south, correct?
Right, that was near where you guys were when you went to see Icy's hometown.
Okay.
After the session, I'll show you a world map if you guys want to see. And yeah, it's actually time to stop. But yeah, to the east, there's a very large inland sea that can be traveled across. And on the other side of the sea is the kingdom of Aglarond, which the ATC is named after. It was for the city of Waterdeep to trade with Aglarond that they formed the ATC. And east of that kingdom is Thay. So it's quite far away. We're talking about basically England to Greece or something like that.
Okay. Now, so the kingdom of Fae is different than the fairy kingdom that that Rokas was briefly in.
Okay, yeah, it sounds
Fae?
different, but it's Thay actually.
Oh, Fae. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, that's enough for today. You guys, we're stopping off in day 29 in the morning after sending the message. Planning to travel all day and make camp outside of Yartar.
Okay.
So when we start next time, we'll have had our long rest?
Oh yeah, you guys already had it.
We already had it. We're on our way now.
I know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's morning now, so we're going to start our trip. We just sent the message, and now we're ready to break camp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, that's correct. Okay, that was a good session, I would say. Lots of interesting role-playing and such going on. So thank you for playing, and I'll see you guys next Sunday.
Okie dokie. See ya.
Thanks.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.